So, what do fear, sadness, and shame all have in common? Besides being characters from Inside Out, there are actually three underlying emotions behind anger. Psychologists actually say that anger isn't even a primary emotion, it's actually a secondary one. It alerts us to a deeper, truer feeling underneath. Last week, my husband and I got into a huge fight. I'm not talking about a little spat over who forgot to take out the trash. I'm talking about one of those fights where when it's over, you're actually left wondering, is my marriage going to make it through to the other side of this? And when I was processing it with one of my closest friends, she reminded me that my anger, it's a tell. And she encouraged me to explore what was I really feeling underneath that. Now, it's super hard, but when I was able to step outside of my anger and ask myself those questions and then share my findings with my husband, you guys, it unlocked a whole nother level of vulnerability and connection. James, the half-brother of Jesus, who was actually the leader of the church in Jerusalem, was no stranger to anger. His church was undergoing intense persecution. If anyone had the right to be angry, it was them. And yet he tells them to be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. Why? Because he writes, the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. Look, anger itself is not a sin. It's a biological response, like your cheeks becoming flushed when you're embarrassed. What James is pushing on here is, what do we do with that anger? How do we respond in and to it? Do we lean into the anger, or do we allow God to have some space to work in our hearts, uncover what's underneath so that we can honor him and grow us?